Hi everybody. A couple of days ago I had a special gift delivered to me here. It was a little present from Simon at SpaceMate. Any of you who don't know who they are, go and check them out. I'll put the links in the description below. They've been doing things for Californians for quite some time. Simon is a California owner himself, has had, I think he's on his third California now. So I'm going to show you today what he's actually sent me that's in the back of my beach. So he sent it for me because he's seen my video on my beach as well and thought, this would be a good thing for Chris to have. So thank you very much, Simon. It's very appreciated. I really do like it, and I'll explain to you why I like it. That's in there in a minute as well. And I'm also going to show you how I've actually fitted it, because it is dead easy. So anyway, let's have a look. You know from the thumbnail anyway what we're talking about, so going to be no big surprises that's in here. But SpaceMate is a rear shelf drawer for the back of your camper, whether that be a ocean, coast, beach, whatever the case is. They do these across the range. This particular one is the Stubby, so it's a slightly smaller version that's on there, because Simon watches the channel, so he knows that I've got a beach. He also knows that I intend to use a fifth seat, which I've actually got in the vehicle now. I have got a fifth seat that's in there. So this back seat here is a lot further back than it would normally be. So a Stubby is the perfect one for what I use it for every day. So thank you very much for that as well. And the key thing that I love about these is it's one thing to pull out. So the catch is here. So you pull the catch, give it a pull, and the whole thing just slides out. You can get easy access to whatever it is you want. So I've got some of my camping gear just in here at the moment, but you could have trays in there. You could probably even cook off the back if you wanted to. You could do anything that's with them on the back of here. And then to push it back in, just give it a push, and it clicks all back into place. Heavy duty doesn't even explain to it. The box was really heavy, so and I'll show you that when we get into it now. And this basically locks into the existing system that's in the vehicle. So if I pull this out, I'll give you an idea, and just pull this off, and we can look back in the back here. So effectively it's held in place by these two brackets that's at the back. There's one there and one in the corner. And this is why this product is really good for California, because it doesn't matter which railing system you've got, how many rails you've got, where they are. Obviously SpaceMate have designed it so that it will fit in multiple vehicles. As I said, this is the Stubby version. You can get a bigger version for a beach, for example, that they do that's on there as well. You can get them for a deeper one. Please go and check them out as well, because I think this is a very useful accessory. I'm going to quick start off and have a look in the boot. So this is my normal rear setup. So I've got my fifth seat in there. So this is a little bit further back than it would normally be if I was obviously camping. But anyway, that's what currently the whole looks like at the moment. In here we've got how it came. So this is the box, very well wrapped up, I have to say. It's quite heavy. I'm quite surprised how heavy it was. Let's get into it. Let's have a look in the box, see what's involved, and let's get this fitted. Okay, let's get into this. So first off, let's get these straps unopened. There we go. And then there we go. Right, so here we go. Is it open? So we've got our tray that's in here, so that's nicely protected like all that. And then inside the tray here we have the mat. We've got our bolts attached to here. First impression's really good, nice and secure that's in there. This is why I really do like this, is because it's got a one handle in the middle that then allows you then to pull the unit actually out of the vehicle. So okay, I've had a good read of the instructions, and basically bar the actual tray itself, these are the only other two bits that we've got, and you can probably guess what these are for, with them being T-shaped. So they're going to go into the rail system, so we'll put them in that way, we'll turn it round, and then that will lock into the rail system. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to measure 30 to 40 millimeters from the back of the drawer unit, pop these into the railing system, so look like this, that's on here. Obviously take the wing nuts off, and then the actual tray itself, then we'll be moving the tray into place and locating it in there. But let's start off with the easy bit first. Let's do this measurement that's on here. I'll put these in, and then I'll show you how they actually locate and how they go into the gap. I'm going to try and show you what I have. So I've got my tape measure here from the back, and 30 to 40 is around here. So that's going to be around somewhere around where my finger is now. So I've got my nut that's here, so that's going to go in there. I'm going to twist it round so I get through 90 degrees and pull it back up, so that's where it is there. I'm just going to put my finger on it a minute there, and I've got a nut here to go on the top. Probably could have put my nut on to start with. There we go. Now that's in there. Now that actually feels pretty secure that's there. So that's about 35 there, so I'm happy with that. Feels nice and secure, don't feel like it's gonna come out. So now I just need to change around and do it on the other side. Here you can probably see from there what I've done is I've left both those two washers, so the nylon washer, the metal washer and the nut I've left in place. I've just moved them up so it can go in. So I know that that's going to go in down in through there, and then I'm going to turn it through 90 degrees and pull it back up, and that should lock into place. There we go. Let's put that back in. Have a quick look. Okay, so once you know you've got both of these levels, so here's the first one I've put in, and down here is the other one. So we're going to tighten these up. 13mm spanner. There we go. Let's get that nice and tight. Once you tighten them up, I would just do another quick check on both sides just to make sure they are where you think they should be. Hopefully you can see this all right. So first things first, put the box loosely in the position it should be in. And then what we're going to do then is we're going to open the box by about 100mm, so slide it out of its tray, which should then expose the bolts on the back, so we can then drop it onto the back. So I'll try and show you that now. Right, let's see how this looks. So this is we pulled that off from on there, and then we should be able to just pull the tray out ever so slightly, and then at that point then we can line up where those bolts are going to be. So not too fast, you don't want it falling off, but just about 100mm, and then you can see from the top, there we go. So we can see where there's a bolt hole there. If we move along as well, another one that lines up perfectly with that. Now obviously this tray is a generic tray as far as it will fit in multiple vehicles, so it will go in an Ocean for example. As a Stubby, there's different variations, you can get them as well. So I suspect if you look where these other holes are here, these other holes here are probably to mark up on different variations of vehicles. I would suspect this on there, but you can quite clearly see which ones we've got here. So I've got one here, I'm going to pop it through the hole there, and then one on the corner one, which is going to go through the hole on there. So I'm going to do that now. You can see I've just lifted it over the top, so one's gone straight into there and straight into there, and then we just give that a push back on there. We can see this edge where my finger is, so I know that is perfect in there because it goes all the way back, and this tray won't go any further back than that as well. That's in there, so it goes over the cover. So the last things for me to install, obviously put two washers on, and then you can use it either the nylon lock nut that's on there or a wing nut. It's worth pointing out from the instructions as well is these bolts you can leave in, so if you need to take this out for any reason, don't take those out. You can just leave those bolts that are in there, they can permanently stay in the vehicle. Okay, and that's it, fully installed. It's in there as well. So to open it, you just give it a pull that, and the drawer comes all the way out, and then obviously you can put your things in there as well. It's got a rubber mat on the bottom, that's just an anti-slip to keep it from moving about, that's in there, and you've got plenty of space. Now if you've got, like I have for example, you've got this two-seat bench that's in the back of them here, you've still got access as well right down to your bottom, so I've still got a bit of space that's in there which is hidden. So I've got my chocks in there. So it's worth mentioning, I said there's different versions of these. They do them for the whole of the California range that have the rail system that's in there on this, whether it be T5, T6, T6.1 for example, and T7 is coming. Simon has promised me that that is in production as we speak, so they're just working on the final design bits for that, and I think that's going to be available to come out as well. So that'll be a great addition, because you can just slide out, especially on the T7 because it's longer. Simon was telling me actually the size of it is bigger on the T7 than it was on the 6.1 because of that extra length that's in there as well. I think this will be even more ideal for that vehicle because it'll save you having to try and get into the back, because you can pull it out nice and easy. Obviously if we get a T7 one, we can show you that and show you how it fits in there as well. Final thoughts on the SpaceMate. I mentioned it's one handle just to open the whole thing, and that is probably the key difference between this and a lot of the other products on the market. There are ones on the market which are slightly smaller in size that's there, but most of the ones I've all seen, there's two things you've got to clip here to pull them out. That doesn't work for me, because I can tell you every time I come to the back of the vehicle when I pull that out, I've probably got something in my hand. So it's easy for me. I just do that, clip it open and open it out. It's easy, the kids can do it. So big thank you to SpaceMate for sending me this. Go and check out, put the links in the description below so you can go and have a look at the website and see what they do. If you want to get an idea as well, go and have a look at what other things they do, give you an idea on the size of company, and give you a good indication to how good this actually is for the other people that they work with as well, which I was quite impressed with as well. Anyway, if you like this and you want to see more content, you want to see more accessories, etc., as always, I have got something else in the van. I'm going to show you that soon at some point. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.